On this edition of Buckeye TV News, have the Simpsons correctly predicted the future again? Are our students worried about the prospect of another military draft?
And later, what climate change is doing to our planet and how the students fight the winter blues. All this and more on this edition of Buckeye TV News. Hello and welcome. You're watching Buckeye TV, your 24-hour state news network. I'm Julia McKenna.
And I'm Maria Boyer. Thank you for joining us today. Now, can the future be predicted? A show known by most Americans continuously predicts the future. Could this be a concern for our students? Julia McKenna has the story.
The Simpsons cartoon correctly predicted 30 events, some including 9/11, Trump's presidency, and Super Bowl winnings. World War III appeared in one of their episodes. Is this concerning? Let's find out.
The Simpsons is usually right, but for anything, I trust them, so I would be scared watching that.
How do you think a war would affect our world?
There was a World War III, the whole world would feel that, and just so many lives would be negatively affected by that.
Our students are at the perfect age range for a draft. What do you think the likelihood of a draft is?
I would not want a draft. I feel like we probably have enough troops.
I don't really know if there would be a draft. I don't think that anybody really wants another war.
What are your final thoughts on a war?
I don't want war. I don't want really any negative outcome. I want us to be able to find a solution in the most peaceful way.
So there you have it. Some students are nervous about the Simpsons predictions. The majority don't believe in a draft. But most of all, we would like to keep the peace between countries. I'm Julia McKenna. Have a good one.
With everyone spending time looking at their screens on a day-to-day basis, do you ever wonder if there are any consequences? Whether it's data brokers collecting personal information or tracking our location, shows like Black Mirror can seem less and less fictional. Here's Michael Carmody to talk to us about how our privacy is at stake with the use of webcams.
Do you ever get the feeling that you're being watched, even within the privacy of your own home? This unfortunately could be the case, especially if you are a frequent computer user. Fortunately, there's been a trend pop up of people covering up their webcams with anything from stickers to tape, or really just any device.
I always see people in classes in big lecture halls. I always see them with a little piece of tape over it. I personally don't do it, but I should.
Yeah, I see it, and my friends and I talk about it a lot, kind of jokingly, because I know I cover mine, and most of my friends that I'm usually doing stuff with computers with all have theirs covered.
I think that people's concerns, there's this thing called the privacy paradox where everyone knows that they should be more secure online and with technology, but they don't do anything about it. So I think as the awareness increases, hopefully people will become more self-aware and take action.
That is such an extreme invasion of privacy, and it should be a wake-up call. This stuff does happen on the daily. This can happen to you. I really do think people should be more cautious, especially with the expansion of how there's face recognition on things to unlock. My laptop, I can unlock it with my face. I know it sees me. I know it recognizes me. So I think knowing that things can do that, you need to be safe about what you're letting it see beyond that.
Well, I think I may need to go buy some Post-its to put on my webcam. I'd rather be safe than sorry and not risk someone seeing me within the privacy of my own home. Who knows, you could even use a sticker from an Apple to put on your Apple computer.
This past weekend, the XFL made its debut on the TV. The XFL is a professional football league with 8 teams competing in a 10-week season. The league aims to have fewer off-field controversies and a faster, simpler play to make the game more exciting for fans. Major differences between the XFL and the NFL includes a continuously running clock, altered kickoff, extra point procedures, and allowing a double forward pass. The first game between the DC Defenders and Seattle Dragons pulled in 3.3 million viewers, leaving them with a strong rating. This game featured former Ohio State quarterback Cardale Jones, Jones finished 16 for 26 with 235 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. He also had 9 carries for 28 rushing yards in a game that saw the defenders top the Dragons 31-19. After the break, the Oscars and where to watch these winning flicks.